Hi, my name is Patty Dunn, and I am going to start something brand new on YouTube, and it's called Monday Fun Day. I know your Mondays are not fun days, so I think if you would join me, you might enjoy your Monday. So, we're going to do anything from crafts, paper crafting, to sewing, and even pattern work that you might want to do a new style with. So let me show you what we're going to do today. This is my crystal angel. It's a very simple little project, and I am going to do this today, and you can join me. And I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see what is happening down here. So this little angel right here was actually made with, let me see if I can home in here, with crystals. And I bought these actually at Hobby Lobby. I think maybe Michael's might have some. They're just large crystals. If you had some chandelier crystals, that would be really cool. You have to have a hole at the top. And as you can see, it's very hard to notice it, but that's what makes it nice, is that when you start to use it to put the thread through, it doesn't show. So what you're going to need is some type of larger crystal. This one's another large crystal, although you could actually make a little tiny one out of something like this, or just whatever you can find. You just take a look and see what you can find. And then you're going to need a head. Now, this is the head that I found here. And it just looks like little beads put together, but it's a bead that's just made that way. Now, this head and this head are a little bit different size. So what you want to make sure you do is go and check out what size this head bead would be for the body bead. This is really a little small, although it's not. I mean, it could be used, but I'm going to use it on this one because I think this looks pretty cool like this. So this is the one I'm going to use today, so you can see how that works. And as I go along, I'm going to tell you kind of what you need, and then it will help to know. You can always redo this video and watch this after you see me do it. Then you can watch it, and you'll know what you need to prepare for. So now, another thing that you will need is some type of a thread. Now with this little angel, I actually used a ribbon, a thin 1/8 inch ribbon to pull through that hole. You got to make sure your hole is large enough, of course. So be sure and double check that. I actually, this time I'm going to use this this decorative thread. It's actually can be found in the sewing stores, and it's like a pearl crown. Sometimes it's called glamour. There's also one that looks like a tape, and this one is a little bit thicker, and it looks like a ribbon, but it's really cool because it's soft, and it's softer than a ribbon. You can actually put this in your sewing machine, and you might want to watch later because I may be doing this on a YouTube, showing you how to put this in your sewing machine in the bobbin. So what I'm going to do is get a piece of this thread, which is, you know, probably about 12 inches or so, and I'm going to use a dental floss threader. Now this right here you could find at places like Walgreens. It's just a little threader for usually for taking floss through your your teeth or dentures or whatever. And so I'm going to just thread that, and I really only want like a single thread. So I'm not going to make it real, I'm not going to double it all the way to the end. I'm going to come out first, or in first. I'm going to find the hole, which is pretty hard to find because it's camouflaged. So I'm going to find the hole. Let me get up closer here. Wrong way. Okay, so now I'm going to find the hole, and I'm going to pull the thread through the first bead. That's the head bead. So I'm coming from the head bead first, and then I'm going to, actually I found this cool little bead. It is just a little flower bead, and I think I'm going to put this at the neckline. You don't have to do this, but I just thought this might be kind of cool looking. So I'm going to run that one through next. And then I'm going to come through. Now there is a front and a back to this crystal right here. So I'm going to come through the front and out the hole. And now I want to hold, make sure I'm not going to pull all of that through all the way. And then I'm going to come back in through the little collar, flower collar. That's cool, isn't it? Back through the head. Can you see? And up into the top of the head. Well, look at that. I already have that much done. And look how cool that is. I mean, that's holding really well, isn't it? Now, one thing about it, doesn't hurt to put glue on things. And if you like glue, if you like hot glue, then I would suggest that you maybe put a little dab of hot glue right at the base of that. And that was kind of messy because I didn't wipe off my glue before I started. So I'm going to pull that down, and I'm going to probably put another little dot of glue right at the base just to keep it from moving around. Because the holes are fairly large, so just making a knot in the top of the hole is not necessarily going to work. Okay, so then I have that finished, and this is actually how the little angel is going to hang. So I'm going to make this however long I want and then tie it off at the top. So that's simple enough, right? Right. Okay, so now I'm going to just cut this off so I don't have that much to mess with. Now, I have another idea. Now, on this little angel, as you can see, the head has a little halo. Well, there's lots of different little things you can use for halos. So this is what I used, and I just circled it around and put a dot of glue on the back and set it down onto her head. But you could also make a little halo out of a little piece of pipe cleaner. Or, this is kind of cool, all this is a gold ring, and I think that's what I'm going to use. I've not tried this one out. So what I have to do is take this through the hole, the thread, and oh look, that's very cute. That's very cute. So now, in order to hold that on her head for a minute, to keep it nice and straight, again, I'm going to be sure that I put a little dot of glue right there in the back. And for some reason my glue, okay, there it is. Now remember, that glue is going to dry nice and clear, so it's not going to show. And just hang on and hold it there for a second so that the glue can dry and this will stay straight. Okay, so now I have a halo on my little angel, and you know what? Sorry, I keep moving it around, not looking up at the camera. Well, now that halo kind of looks crooked, but I don't care. I think it's kind of cute. So now I'm thinking about what else I could do. Of course, we need some wings. So here's some other ideas. Of course, you can tell that these were bought wings. You can see that those are bought wings, and those are in the hobby stores, you know, and you can get those and you can glue that onto the back. Or you could put a couple of leaves together. I've done this too. I'm not sure where my other leaf went. He disappeared. Just to give you an idea, 2 leaves together, and then you have an unusual little wings. Or you could try some feathers. Here's a couple of feathers. You could put them together just like and there you've got some wings on the back. So you could put them together. Those are going to be glued on too. And I am thinking that I found this really cool little piece of lace. And I'm wondering how that would look if that was just put on the back. And I think I need to glue her head a little bit more. Look at how pretty that is. Although there's a little bit of stain on that, so I'm not going to use it. So I am going to, first of all, I'm going to get this head to be straight and still by holding this for a minute until the glue dries, because I didn't keep my hand on it until the glue dried. Okay, and I'm using a low temp glue. I've burned my fingers so many times on glue. Another thing you could use is some ribbons or cords or whatever. So you've got all kinds of options for even ribbons, you know, I mean even wings or halos or whatever. You are the one who's making this, so you can decide what you want to do the most. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put these feathers on as the wings. But before I do that, I'm going to consider putting some arms on this little pretty angel. And I have some options of some 1/8 inch ribbon. I'm going to just kind of audition them. And what it's going to do is it's going to come across her neck like this. Can you see? Like this. Oops, putting the wrong way. And I'm going to end up crossing them right in front. So all it does is it looks like little arms that are crossed, and then we'll put a little flower at the bottom or whatever. I like that, although you could use something a little bit wider. Let's see what this one looks like. You always have to audition things. Okay, so this one's just a little bit wider. And so I think this one looks kind of pretty, but it's a little bit big for the head and the body. So I think it's a little wide. It might have worked for a different bead. And actually, I found my other what is this? I found my other leaf. These are in the bridal section of the, you know, like Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And so I'll show you how I would do this and make this into wings. I'm going to just take and crisscross both of those. And boy, if you went into the bridal section, you would be very amazed at the different things. So I'm going to loop this wire that's already there around the back and to the front of the wings, okay? And it really doesn't have to go that many times because this is not going to have a whole lot of stress on it. And then if you're going to do something like this, you may want to have some wire cutters around. And bear in mind that the wire is going to be up against the body. So I'm going to cut this like right there, I think. Whoa, I cut this. I shouldn't have done that. Uh-oh, I'll have to glue that. So I want to make sure that all of these little pokey things are not there having a problem with the poking out. And there is lots. This has been in my stash for a while. It's a little bit older, so you might want to wrap that so that it doesn't have anything poking out. You could take some floral wire and just wrap that so that it doesn't stick out. And I still got one right here that's poking out. I don't want anybody to hurt themselves on these little angels. We don't want angels wounding you, right? So now let's take a look at what that looks like now with it behind this little body. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, lay it on the table. Lay it on the table so you can see. Get this out of the way. And then I'm going to put my glue on the top side of this. Oh, I got to get some of that glue off because it's kind of messed up. All right, I want fresh glue. Getting caught up in the, and then I'm going to put that on the back like that. Let it set for a minute. And let's see how it looks. Now, isn't that pretty? That's very pretty. But you know what? I forgot to put my ribbon on for my arms. I was going to do that first because it needs to go on the neck. So just remember that before you put your pretty little wings on, you're going to all right, I got lost my signal there. So before you put your wings on, you're going to want to get a little piece of ribbon, put the glue, let's cut a piece so that don't try to be specific about how long it is until you get it on her. And you're going to put this little dot there, and it's going to go right on the back of the neck, which if your wings weren't on, it would be better. Better, better, better. Okay. Because the wings are getting goofy with that. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take and I'm going to bring my little arms down and cross them. So I'm going to cross them about right there. I'll put a little glue right there on that spot where I want them to come down. And I'm going to leave a little slack. Okay, now is when I will cut them, and see I've got this over top of that shoulder. But that's all right, I'll fix that later. I want this to look like arms and then hands with a little flower, holding a little flower. So I'm going to snip that off just like that, and then I'm going to, I think I have some little flowers in here, but you know, you can find all kinds of little paper flowers. I thought I had some paper flowers in here, but I don't. They're all these plastic flowers. That's all right. We'll put that on there. This is real tiny little flower right there. And now if I had a little bead in my stash, then I might put a bead right there in the middle. And basically that is it. You have now seen how to make a pretty little angel ornament, and you can see how she's got all the things she needs, and you can embellish her any way you would like to. So I am excited to tell you. Oh, too much of me. I'm excited to tell you that every week we're going to try a new project, or we're going to get some tips on how to maybe set up our machine. And so I want you to be sure and start following me on my YouTube channel, Patty Dunn. It's all Dunn Designs, D-U-N-N. And if you want to go to my website, it's alldundesigns.com. And take a look. I believe that this crystal angel is under the free page, so just look for free stuff on my website. And thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great Monday, and it's a fun day.